Hey guys, so I wanted to jump on here real quick and kind of share something that happened to me today. Sorry guys, it's been a minute. It's been kind of a crazy month with trying to transition out of school, attend all of the end of the year activities, and transition into the summertime where most of you know that our blended family definitely gets bigger as we have kids coming and going during the summer visitation times. But today, let me just kind of share what happened. Okay, so I, had quiet time with my kids after they went to Vacation Bible School earlier today. We're implementing a quiet time where they can either read, color, do something quiet to themselves for about 30, 45 minutes, and then they can kind of regroup and play, the next phase of the afternoon. Well, as I'm getting them kind of transitioning to the next thing, I get a notification that one of my return items needed to be sent today or I would not get my full return. And so all I could think of is, my hair is a greasy mess. I have ratty shorts on, a t-shirt because I was busy doing laundry, managing children. And I looked at the clock and I knew around this time of day, the post office is ridiculously long lines. And just crazy. And I was like dreading this. And so I got the kids together and I was like, listen, do not interrupt your dad while he's in meetings. He works from home. He's got meetings. Do not interrupt him. Please, whatever you do, play quietly, nicely, get along. I've got to run to the post office. I will be back in hopefully 30 minutes, depending on the line. But here are the things you're allowed to do. Here are the things you're not allowed to do. Okay, let me trust you. Let's go. So, of course, I get my package, I jump in the car, drive 10 minutes down the road, and sure enough, when I pull in the parking lot, I see, it is a nightmare and a half just to get in the parking lot of the post office, and then I see that there's going to be a long line. So, I take a deep breath, and I'm like, Amanda, this is your issue. This is your, problem. You're the one that didn't keep up. You're waiting till last minute. It's nobody else's fault. But if you want this full return, you got to stand in this line. So I made a decision, took a deep breath, and I said, no matter what happens in this time frame that I am standing in line to drop this package off, I'm going to choose joy. I'm going to choose kindness, and I'm going to choose to see the glass half full. Now, let me rephrase this. I am not really feeling that great today. It's been kind of a stressful day. I'm looking ragged, gross, looking like I have been in the mama world winning back. So I'm standing in line and I just start noticing around me the vibe of people standing in the line. You could see them looking at their watches, their phones, they're tapping their foot. I hear complaining. Let me also add, this place, air conditioning is not working. And if you live in the South, as of right now, it's about 80, 90 degrees with humidity index. It's not fun. And now you're standing in a line in a building that now doesn't have air conditioning. And I'm wondering okay, why is this line so long? I look kind of around the corner to see inside, where the post office guys are. I don't know the proper terms and what you call them, but they're scanning and making sure we're getting everything we need done. I see there's one person. I see him sweating. I see his face flushed. And you can just see he's trying his hardest to just crank everybody in and out. Once again, I'm standing there. People are complaining. You can see it. People are just in a bad mood. They're complaining. You hear people griping to the guy, complaining, upset. There were a few people that were nice, and were pleasant or just didn't speak at all. But when it became my turn, something inside me told me to just compliment him and tell this man, thank you for just being present because of my stupidity, or not stupidity, but my lack of paying attention to be here to drop off my package at the last minute. And I don't usually ignore these feelings, but when I get this tug in my heart or just, it's like not anxiety, but it's it feels like a tug at my heart. It feels like if I don't do it, I will seriously regret it. It feels like it's a do or die kind of situation. I know it sounds so extreme, but I don't usually ignore this feeling when it happens. And I just really do believe it was a prompting from the Holy Spirit, prompting from my intuition, something. But I'm going to say it was something from the Holy Spirit. And I went up to it and I was like, hey, I've never done this way of returning an item. Here's the barcode to scan. He's like, oh, thanks. This makes my job really easy. And I go, yay, something good today. And then I began to say, sir, I just want to tell you thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being at work. Thank you for being present so you can help me get this return back to where I need it. And I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate you today. And guys, it was kind of weird because, I'm a female speaking to a man I don't know. And I see his eyes teared up and he goes, thanks. He's like, the printer broke, which is why there's nobody else here. So the guy behind me, he's just trying to help get people, with their pink slips, whatever those slips are that, when you're just receiving. And he's trying to help the people with, lost packages and stuff. So he's kind of trying to do some behind the scene work since the second printer is broken and he can't print labels to send. And I was like, oh, well, I'm glad we didn't have to worry about a printed label or whatever. He goes, yeah. And I took a big, sigh and a peace came over me I'm so glad I followed that prompting. And then I turn and this woman grabs my hand and she's like, you are so beautiful, and just gives me this hug. Now I'm like, okay, hi, how are you? And I'm looking at her like, I know for a fact I ain't beautiful right now. I was like, I am not looking cute. Like, I'll even tell y'all, not looking cute. And she just hugged me. And when I felt her hug, I just kind of felt like she needed it. And so what this experience kind of taught me today, and I talk all the time about being kind to others and choosing joy and picking a more positive mindset and talking about, what can you do to better yourself and make yourself more confident. But sometimes you also have to really follow through in the moment and really follow through in the moment that you get, an itch or an inkling or whatever you want to call it. Like I said, I call it the prompt from the Holy Spirit, that something I needed to say would have a trickle effect. And sure enough, guys, it happened. And I'm kind of tearing up right now and just kind of amazed at what just happened and unfolded because I made a choice, one, to choose to be happier or choose joy or whatever kindness in a really not so pleasant situation. But the fact that, I really did follow something that my gut was stirring, and then in the aftermath was someone complimented me. And the backstory of the compliment that really affected me was, this past week I've kind of just been hormonal and been, PMSing, and us women all know when those things happen, we do not feel our prettiest and we don't feel our best. And anybody who compliments us, we're going to be like, bleh, and we're just going to reject the compliment just because we're not feeling it. And when she complimented me, I really felt that's what I needed to hear. Maybe she was prompted by the Holy Spirit. I don't know. Maybe the chain of events, I threw something nice in the universe and the universe came back at me, whatever you want to call it. But man, it touched my heart. And even though I know for a fact I'm looking rough, in that moment she told me that and hugged me, I couldn't help but believe it, even if I didn't want to, because she had no reason to do that. So in all of this, as I conclude this, and sorry if you hear kids screaming in the background, I needed to get on here and immediately record this and just share my experience and how amazing it is. I really do, in any situation you go into that is going to be like you're dreading, it's not going to be fun, even if it's, like I said, 30 minutes out of your day, and it's not what you want to do, or maybe you made the mistake, or maybe you didn't do what you needed to do, and now it's fallen on and you're rushed and no one else's fault. I want you to just choose joy. Choose to see the better in someone else. If you see a long line and you see maybe the cashier, or whoever is in the position of getting that line moving, and you see it's taking a while, maybe it's not his fault or her fault, or maybe it's something else going on. And had he not told me it was because a printer was broken, and that's why the line was long, because they couldn't have it, no one would have in that room would have heard that story. And everybody who was griping, complaining, looking at this man like it's his fault, it's slow. Well, he finally got to share his story on what was going on. So it was like maybe all of us finally realized, okay, we're all grumpy. Everyone's being rude for really something that's uncontrollable. So that's what I'm going to ask you. When you're in a rush or you're going through something, you're doing, going to a situation you're just not looking forward to, choose joy. And really, really dig in. If you feel that tug at your heart to say something to someone, please follow it. Please do it. You never know what someone is experiencing or what they're going through. And in return, watch how God takes care of you. Watch how the universe repays you back. Watch how better you will feel. I mean, I could have sat there griping. I could have been like, oh, woe is me because I forgot this return needed to be done by a date. And I am irritable. And that parking spot, that person took it. Now I got to go all the way to the back of the parking lot and walk on the heat and stand in this long line. And, oh, my God, the air conditioner broke. Now I got to sit here. What's taking so long? I could have done all that easily. That's the mood I was feeling. But I chose something different. And I'm going to encourage you. If you want to feel more confident in yourself, put some kindness out there. Put some grace. Put some forgiveness. Put some understanding out there. And in return, I hope and pray that you are blessed. You feel better. And you get a better outcome because you decided to make a better choice. And y'all, I hope these tips help you. It really, I'm telling y'all, it touched me today, which is why I'm doing this recording now and sending it out to the universe now. And remember, confidence equals beauty.